Indianapolis, Indiana. This is the Double Take Sports Talk Show with the Watch Brothers. And here they are, ladies and gentlemen, your hosts, Darrell and Darren Watts.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Double Take Sports Talk with the Watts Brothers. Welcome to our podcast with me, Darren Watts. Say hello to Darrell Watts II. D-Dub, what's going on?
Yo, what's happening, everybody? Welcome to our video podcast, Darren Watts. What's shaking?
Other than you, Pornzevia. Not much here. Just enjoying another day of podcasting, like always.
Amen to that.
Yeah.
Love doing podcasts.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, absolutely.
We got some things to talk about today.
Absolutely.
We got some things going on. I'm really sidetracked at the same time. Sorry about that. Got some things going on for this video podcast portion today of our podcast. We are going to have Quiz-mania question of the day, and then we'll have Double Take Sports Core. We are going to talk about the AFC South as a part of the NFL kickoff preview of our podcast, which will start in September. Very much so looking forward to
So am I. I don't care now.
Me too. I don't care. I'm looking very much so forward to that now.
Man, it was like, yeah! Man!
Yeah.
When I see that the NFL players was about to training camp, and I looked on the calendar and said, when the next time I'm going to work? No! Yeah! I'm so caught. I was like, yes! I'm so loving it.
Yeah.
Ain't even got to worry about it. Now we can just kick back. We can watch the games from home. Now I can start getting a little bit more interested.
Yeah. And I can actually, we don't have to worry about going through TSA just to get inside the stadium.
Exactly. So happy about that. Woo!
Man. All right.
So lovely.
It is lovely. So with that being said, let's continue our lovely podcast. And after we get through talking about the preview of the AFC South, go some trends for the week and Double Take Sports Court, we'll have the Quiz-mania answer to our Quiz-mania question of the day, and then final thoughts. Your Watts, are you ready? Tell me this didn't happen again. Please tell me that this not happen again. We'll be right back. Well, actually, ladies and gentlemen, Double Take Sports Talk is next. Quiz-mania question of the day. Darrell, when you are good and ready, you can have it.
All right, here we go. Here's Quiz-mania question of the day. In honor of the NFL's kickoff season, I should say, back in action, preseason. So I decided to put this Quiz-mania as one. So here it is. This quarterback recently retired, had his best QBR game in 2009. Who is he?
I will have three answers for you, not two, but three.
Three.
I have three good ideas of who I think it might be.
Okay. So, Darren will reveal those answers later on in our podcast. So, we're going to move on now to a DTST Double Take Sports Court. So, Darren, whenever you're good and ready, it's yours.
All right. Darrell, do you mind if we go ahead and do the NFL preview first and then do the trends?
No problem with me. It's your section. It's your segment.
Yeah.
Help yourself.
I guess so.
Yeah. Help yourself. Do
All
what's
right.
best to a court plan.
Okay. The NFL We was talking about on our audio podcast who we have as divisional winners for each division. And now with this podcast, we are going to talk about, in particularly, down to the wire, the AFC South, the Indianapolis Colts, Jacksonville Jaguars, Tennessee Titans, and the Houston Texans. With just get thoughts. This is to me like statistical analysis, raw data for me. So, Darrell, what is your thoughts for the 2018 NFL season, AFC South, Indianapolis Colts? What are your thoughts going into this NFL season? First, let me say I am so excited for this season because we don't have to participate.
Well, we gonna keep rubbing that in too, man. We gonna keep rubbing it.
Girl, I would be so happy just to go in 8:30 to 5 and come home. Saturday, stay at home. Sunday, go to church, come home. No going to the stadium, no going there.
Yes. Try to figure out where to park, going to the Bankers Life Fieldhouse to go park, walk all the way down. Ain't got time for that.
Ain't got time
for it.
We are better than that.
We're better than that.
In Jesus' name.
Yeah, we're much better than that.
Okay, now I got that out. Go ahead, Darrell.
So you pretty much just explained the first half for how I was feeling about this season. So I guess I really don't have to go any deeper, but except to the fact of, I believe that personally that with all of this and what we have dealt with when we was with, the stadium within, 2008 from here on out, we have seen a lot of things. We have definitely seen a lot of things.
Yeah.
And we was able to give our thoughts, but not the way that we wanted to.
Oh, yeah.
So,
yeah.
With that being said, it's unfiltered. Now I can really say what I really want to say. Mm-hmm. So, my feelings towards the NFL season this year and the Indianapolis Colts itself, if the Colts can't get their offensive line together, they are not going to go anywhere from 2 to 3 wins this year. That's just how I feel about this. Because everybody is so strong-minded on, nothing wrong with it, but everybody's so strong-minded on Andrew Luck and how he's progressing towards his, injuries. But the problem that we need to really be looking at is not Andrew Luck, but it's the offensive line. That's why Andrew Luck did what he did, during last season and the season before that. And that cost him pretty much his end of the year. It pretty much cost him. And now you're looking at this, I see now that this is going to be a different pace in the AFC South. It's going to be very different because you had a team like the Jacksonville Jaguars struggle through the 90s, and now you have them right on top of the mountain. You got them right up there with them, and then you got Tennessee that they're doing good a little bit. That they're improving, they're rebuilding. All the teams are pretty much rebuilding. I think Jacksonville is there, so this is going to be a different pace, in my personal opinion. And now I'm looking more forward to it now because we ain't got to be no part of it.
We can follow it. I can follow it.
Yeah, we can follow it.
We can actually sit down on a Sunday and follow this. I can follow it when I get home. I can follow it after I get home.
I can follow it when I get up at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Yeah. That's just a joke. You get the picture. Yeah,
you get the picture. It's just like I can finally sit down and get going with this. So here's my thoughts for this season. I don't want to put that much pressure on the Colts. I don't want to sit here and say, "Oh, yay, we got Andrew Luck back. We got a lot of expectations." Nah, dude,
Nah,
I'm
just
good.
pump your brakes.
Thank you. Pump
Yeah,
your
pump your
brakes.
brakes.
Let's slow down a minute. Let's go at this at 5 miles an hour. You got to remember, like you said, we still don't have an offensive line. That's the powerhouse of our Andrew Luck. With that being said, I think Frank Reich came in and made some changes. This is just a personal opinion. This has nothing to do with facts or anything like that. I think Frank Reich made some changes. I believe Frank Reich has gotten to a point where he is worried about Andrew Luck scrambling out of the pocket. And I think Andrew Luck is being trained to stand in the pocket.
Yeah, I was just ready to ask you that. I was going to ask you, do you actually think that Frank Wright actually taught Andrew Luck to stay a little bit more patient in the pocket when
Absolutely.
it comes to
Without a shadow
pass
of a doubt.
rushers?
Without no question. No question. Look at Nick Foles in the Super Bowl. Look at Nick Foles in the season. Look at Carson Wentz in this season.
Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers. I mean, you just look at those quarterbacks. It's not going to be that much different than Andrew Luck.
He's going to have to learn how to be patient. He's going to really
gotta
have
be
to
patient.
actually.
And he's gonna, I hate to say this because we dog him out all the time, but he has to put trust in his offensive line. So with that being said, if Frank Reich is smart, which I believe he is, with the Indianapolis Colts, he needs the West Coast offense. Quick, timing routes. Get your quick receivers on these quick routes. Because if Andrew Luck needs to be patient, the first thing you need to be able to do is to be able to get the ball out of his hands quickly.
I agree.
Got to get it out quickly. So why not go with the West Coast? Spread, whatever. Okay. For West Coast, definitely. Got to go with the West Coast offense. Got to be able to get those quick timing routes in there because we don't know how the offensive line is going to look this year. So I'm not expecting anything from the Colts. I'm not expecting them to win the division. I'm not expecting them to win 5 games. I'm not expecting them to win 4. I'm not expecting them to win 3, 2, 1, or go winless like the Cleveland Browns. I'm not expecting anything. All I'm expecting from them from this season is to learn and continue to rebuild, and then I would look at them again next year. That's just how I feel about it.
Good way to actually look at that. I like that way because you're not actually putting it to a point where you have.
I don't want to disappoint myself.
Exactly. Not only you not want to disappoint yourself, but at the same time, you don't want to actually think that this is where they're going to actually be, where your mind is actually at, versus where where they're expected to be with Andrew Luck being healthy again.
Per se.
Or the offensive line as well, or stuff like that. There's a lot of things there's still a lot of questions that needs to be answered. So I wouldn't expect that much either. The only thing I expect from the Indianapolis Colts this year is to rebuild.
Yep.
Like you said.
Yep.
They just need to rebuild.
I agree.
They need to just
that's what needs to happen.
way.
Yep. Yeah, I definitely agree. Definitely agree. Okay, that's the NFL preview. 2018 kickoff in September. I don't remember exactly when, but it's in September. I can say that. I think it's September 6th.
I think it's September 6th.
Whenever the first Thursday of the month is in September, I want to say it's September 6th.
Perfect.
Yep, September 6th. That would be the first NFL season game. All right, moving on to the trends from this week. We're going to go through this very, very quickly. We are going to go and start back on Saturday after we had got through with the podcast, July 28th of 2018. Right after we got through with this podcast, a few hours later, PlayStation Network went down. Darrell, can they possibly lose business if this continues to happen?
Absolutely. They can, if there is something they're actually doing to help bring the business up, then maybe not. But right now, from the way that this is looking, this is not looking good for them.
It's not.
So
it's not. And that's
It's
part
not
of
looking
honor,
good for them at all.
and that was part of honorable mentions for mentioning that the PlayStation Network is down. They were trending Saturday right after we got off the podcast.
Mm.
Matter of fact, I didn't even put the video or the audio out yet when that happened. Let me take that back. The video wasn't out. The audio was. Honorable mentions for Sunday, July 29th, 2018. Honorable mentions: the New Orleans shooting, 3 dead, 7 injured at that time. Killer still at large, and we are praying for those affected by the shooting. Chipper Jones shines during the Hall of Fame speech.
Heard about that. I didn't get to watch it.
I didn't either. And Brian Christopher, son of jury lawyer, died of apparent suicide. Keep a jury lawyer and his family in prayers.
Heard about that.
Yeah. And that was literally right after we got off the podcast, but it was like I think I think that Sunday morning or Sunday afternoon, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Honorable mentions for Monday, July 30th, 2018. Here was trending. Don't let the Facebook stock scare you.
Uh-oh.
Apparently, I don't care because I don't use Facebook as much as a lot of people do. And I think a lot of people don't use Facebook as much anymore. So I don't care about it. Which speaks of I don't care. John Cena. Nikki Bella split after calling off wedding for a second time. She felt unhappy for sure. Great. Moving on. Trey Turner. National Sword Stars offensive tweets. Another Josh Hader moment all over again. And these tweets ranged from 2011 to 2012. Pretty much full of Josh Hader and racist comments and sexist comments and stuff like that. Cubs. Cardinals. Is the old Dexter Fowler back from the Chicago Cubs days? Apparently not, because he stayed injured. So my answer is no.
I ain't answered nothing. So you good on that one.
Yeah. Lance Lynn is on the move to the Yankees and trade for the Minnesota Twins, Tyler Austin. Yankees will throw him in the bullpen and will play him more often, right off the bat.
Wow. And
lastly but not least, Bryce Harper on possible trade to the Chicago Cubs. The Nationals are making him available.
When's the trade deadline? Did it already passed?
Remember, Darrell, this was back on Monday.
No, I was just asking, when is the actual trade deadline, though?
I don't know. It's a good question. I don't know when it was. It should have passed already, though.
Yeah.
I think it was Thursday or Friday. I think I put it in here as part of trends. Let's see in a second. Honorable mentions for Tuesday, July 31st, 2018. Adam Duvall is on his way to the Atlanta Braves. The trade deadline is the most important tool for professional teams.
Agreed.
Very important.
Agreed.
J.A. Happ, the Yankees pitcher, contracted hand, foot, and mouth disease.
Damn, how did that happen?
Not washing his hands and taking care of himself, most likely. That's how most diseases are spread on that behalf.
I thought it was from a baseball game.
Or it also could be from contracted it for somebody else and bacteria and stuff like that.
Wow.
Brian Dozier traded to the Dodgers for the Twins. Also added John Axford to the bullpen. This I really don't give two craps about, but it was trending. I just thought it funny. Tristan Thompson is trolled by fans for Instagram photo with Khloe Kardashian. That in particular day was National Girlfriend Day. And he got trolled by fans for their picture on Instagram Tuesday.
They ain't letting up on him. They ain't letting up on him now. He gonna be dealing with that for the next 3-4 years.
Or the rest of his life if he stays with her.
Yep.
LeBron James, I Promise School. Congratulations for him for his off-court mentorship to help young children. These young children are the future. So, yes, that's a big help. That's a big thing to do for parents struggling to pay for school. for their children to go to school. It's a very big thing. Big ups to LeBron James, although I am not liking him as a basketball player off court. Tremendous amount of respect.
Ups. Yes, big ups to him.
Tremendous amount of respect.
Big ups.
Just like with the New York Knicks and the Indiana Pacers rivalry back in the 90s. I did not like the Knicks in the 90s, but I liked them off the court.
Right.
What they did off the court is what they did off the court. But when you got on that basketball court, it's just like any other. Yeah, it's just like anybody else with them being on the court. They're best of buddies off the court, but when they on the court, it's on.
It's on. That's a whole different
friendship is.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it's just that whole ordeal. Magic Johnson, Isaiah Thomas, a prime example of that. Magic Johnson had a choice. Do I stop Isaiah Thomas and risk our friendship, or do I keep letting him go? He made that bold move and pushed him real hard going into the paint to get inside his head. He took a risk on that friendship. It's just things like that happens.
It happens.
So a lot of people always say, oh, this is what happens. I mean, a lot of people like, oh, and y'all hate LeBron James. On the basketball court, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
If I was in the 80s, you know, if I was born in the 70s and and dealing with the 80s stuff and what just happened there with Magic Johnson and Isaiah Thomas,
yeah,
I liked them either. I would have not liked the Pistons.
Yeah,
boom,
yeah,
done.
But I love LeBron. Mm-hmm. But I love LeBron James off the court.
Absolutely,
love what he's doing.
I love what
he's doing.
I know that took him years to work on.
Oh, yeah.
I know it did.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
That took him years.
Hard work of being able to do that and still be in the NBA with practices and commercials and everything else that's going on. Yeah, yeah, that's hard.
Absolutely, it's hard.
Trade deadline. I think this was Tuesday. I think this was Tuesday. I'm double checking it to make sure that this is actually absolutely right. Yep, it's done. It's a done deal. There is a list of everything that all the trades that happen team by team on the Major League Baseball's website. They got all the trades. So that's why I put it on there, because I'm not reading it all. But the trade.
I agree. That's a lot, man.
It's a done deal. It is a done deal. So, like I said, that's the most important tool. Gone. Check. Now you got your other best important tool in professional sports, and that's called free agencies.
Free agency.
All right, moving on to Wednesday, August 1st, 2018. Honorable mentions. Urban Myers is placed on administrative leave. An investigation is underway, knowing that he knew acts of violence on the team. There's a meme on Facebook with him sitting at his desk with a bunch of papers and everything, like if he's working on the phone. And the meme says, no, Urban, we're not taking applications right now. Everybody knows that he's going to be fired.
Oh, yeah.
Moving on to Thursday, August 2nd, 2018. Honorable mentions. Rockies, Cardinals. Wade Davis and the Rockies blow a 9th inning lead. Blake Griffin has to pay $258,000 a month in child support. Him and his ex-fiancée finally came to an agreement, and that's what he's going to pay in child support. And Robert Griffin III, emotional day after.
Sorry.
Robert Griffin III, emotional day after return to the NFL after sitting out all last season. Like, what was you saying about Blake Griffin?
No, I wasn't saying much. I was like, that's exactly what she wanted.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. All right.
She ain't got to work. Sorry.
Yeah, no kidding. Yes, sucks. Anyway, try not to.
Yeah, I'm trying to get.
Because if I really get it, we'll really make it bad. We'll make it bad. Moving on. Yes. Moving on to the NFL helmet rule. Apparently, there's this new rule that came out in the NFL where the personal fouls that were called in the Chicago Bears Baltimore Ravens games because they were illegal tackles, I guess involving the helmet, and everybody is enraged about this rule. So now players and coaches are trying to figure out how can we make legal tackle moves after those personal foul calls in the Hall of Fame game. The penalties were, and real quick, it was a 15-yard penalty that came about 4.5 minutes into the game. I guess the way he reached up and made the tackle with the helmet made it an illegal tackle. It didn't fall under the scoops of the new rule. I don't know exactly what it is, and it's just like what they said, confusion. Confusion, double check, and understatement. I have no idea what the hell they talking about.
I wouldn't either, man. This is crazy.
The question is that should everybody panic about it? Me, I don't think anybody should panic about it.
Me neither. I agree. I just think at this point,
I think they were just trying to establish the tempo. That's just me.
Good theory, but I think personally, it's just that they're freaking out. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Everybody's just freaking out.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, if we were taught back in the 60s and the 70s on how to make that tackle, let's go right back to it. And with no helmets involved.
Yeah.
Let's go back to it. Now you sit up here being concerned about it, maybe being concerned about, how they're going to teach the players to make legal tackles.
Yeah.
Pull up some film from the 60s and the 70s. They'll show you.
Yeah. And some tweets real quick, Bucky Brooks put out there, after watching 3.5 quarters of this game, I had no idea how coaches are going to teach defensive players how to make a legal tackle in the NFL. I'm looking at textbook wrap-up tackles, drawing flags tonight. I just don't know if you can legislate contact out of the game. Jeff Swartz wrote out there, these are ridiculous personal fouls being called. And Charles Robinson wrote the most interesting thing, which I agree with him on: good luck playing safety in the NFL or getting paid a big contract to play safety in the NFL. Agreed. If this is what's going to happen, good luck. Good luck.
Exactly.
Okay. Any other thoughts?
Nope. Not at all.
All right, moving on to Friday, August 3rd, 2018, honorable mentions. The first one, and this will definitely get will go along his way. Johnny Manziel to make CFL debut, reflecting on struggle to get to that point. We will get to that struggle in just one moment.
I'm sorry.
Darrell Owens will not join Eagles fan in Canton. Guess he did his celebration with guests at a private dinner with his family and friends and lemonades and boosters. Colin Kaepernick. His name was omitted out of a song, and EA Sports is to apologize about that. I guess it was in Madden, the new game, Madden 19, and I guess his name was omitted. So people are now coming out with memes of omitting Colin Kaepernick running the football in a Madden game. I'm like, these people, you just can't win with these people.
Can't win with these people. You can.
All right.
We will thing, as I say.
Yeah. Kane won Glenn Douglas, wrestler in the days of the WWF and the WWE. Glenn Douglas wins the Mayor big. Congratulations to him. We will not see him in the WWE no time soon.
That's what's gonna hurt, man.
I think that was a big, tremendous loss. But at the same time, this was a big success for Glenn Douglas, because Glenn Douglas, he is very good at politics. And this is what he wants to do. So this is what you go for. Have at it. Congratulations.
And then I'm going to tell you what got my attention. WWE put one out there like, now you can call him Mayor Kane. He is Kane.
Yeah,
he's Kane. Look, don't put politics to the Mayor of Kane, okay? That's the Demon Kane. Yeah. That's the Red Machine Kane. Yeah. Look, you leave that to Mayor Glenn Douglas. Not no damn Mayor Kane. Nah, they drove me nuts when I see it. I was like, gotta be.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Nah.
Don't do that.
Because he has absolutely no sense.
No.
When he's playing the character Kane, he probably didn't even know who Donald Trump was.
Probably didn't. He probably didn't. Not in the terms of being Kane. Glenn Douglas did, but not Kane.
But not Kane.
But congratulations to Glenn Douglas on that win. Congratulations.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And of course, from yesterday, it was National Twin Day. Didn't know nothing about this. It's all weekend long. So it's actually all weekend long. It just starts on Friday, July 3rd. It always starts on the first it's the first Saturday or the first Friday. I think it's the first. Well, actually, it's August 3rd. It's August 3rd. And I guess with it being, did August 3rd fall on a Friday this year?
Yes, it was yesterday.
So yeah, it follows through the whole weekend, I guess. But real quick in the history, it was inspired by two twins by the name of Moses and Aaron Wilcox. They identical twins too, and they donated 6 acres of land in the town of Millsville, Ohio. That in the condition of that the town would be renamed the Twinsville. So that's when in 1976 they decided to start festivities in that town. And then that's when National Twin Day come about after that. It just became a national thing. And with that being said, Darrell, real quick, I have to share this because I think it's funny.
Yeah.
Here are a couple ways to answer people if they ask, are we twins? Are we twins? No, one of us is a stunt double.
Yep, absolutely. Yep.
Are we twins? The hospital has a half one, get one free offer. Yep, the hospital had a half one, get one free offer. Are we twins? I don't know. I found them like this.
Why? Why? Oh my goodness.
Are we twins? Well, we found them. Well, they're two different dads. They have two different dads.
Stop this.
Are we twins? No, one is really clever forgery. And lastly but not least, are we twins? Wait, what? There was only one when I left the hospital. Or when I left the house.
I can understand the frustration of people asking for twins and stuff like that. I can understand that. I can relate to that. But them right there.
Darrell.
Crazy.
Darrell, I have come up with the most ignorant answer when they asked me if we're twins. I think you heard it once before, but I don't know if you remember what the response is.
Yeah, I don't remember.
When they ask if we're twins, I'll say, no, we're brothers.
Which is true. You didn't give him a lie.
No.
That's what we did.
I just said we're brothers. We're brothers, plain and simple. It's just that we have a title behind that called twins.
Yeah.
I guess.
That's the nickname.
Yeah, big time.
Wow.
All right, moving on to the trends. Here we go again. First, let me skip that. I'll get back to that. Conor McGregor is to return to MMA October 6th.
I knew that dude was going to get off the hook. I'm sorry. I just knew who he was.
Yeah. And lastly but not least, in the previous few minutes ago, I mentioned that Johnny Manziel was to make a CFL debut. This was mentioned in the audio podcast that he threw 4 picks in his first game debut. So with that being said, Johnny Manziel, CFL debut, check. Struggle to get there, check. Continue to be a struggle, check. No ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Agreed.
And lastly but not least, moving on to today, Saturday, August 4th, 2018, one thing that is mentioned, and that is Don Lemon, Donald Trump attacks LeBron James and Don Lemon. I read that article.
I only read a little bit of it. I really couldn't read it like how I
I
wanted to.
read the tweet that Donald Trump put out there. It said that what did he say? He said that LeBron James was interviewed by one of the dumbest men I know, or something of that nature. I think
Something of that nature.
it was something of that nature. It was pretty much
Yeah.
saying that Don Lemon is dumb and that LeBron James makes him either look dumber or LeBron James looks smarter than him than that. And I'm sitting here thinking to myself, you know, I got my facts confused. That's just because I really don't want to actually sit down and read this. So it's something along those lines. You can check it out. ESPN put out the article. Help y'all damn selves to it, because all I got to say is that Donald Trump is the bigger dummy. But that's just my personal opinion. Man, let me take that back. That is no longer an opinion. That is a fact.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a big time fact.
That's a fact. That's a fact. If you don't believe me, look at all the stuff that he says that goes against him. Just take a look. You'll learn a lot.
Oh, you'll learn a lot.
You'll learn a lot.
Oh, yeah.
All right. That is Double Take Sports Court with the Google Trends and our NFL preview for the 2018 kickoff.
Sweet.
All right. And we are going to move over to our Quiz-mania answer to the Quiz-mania question of the day. There you go.
All right. So before Darren gets his answers out, I'm going to go ahead and repeat the question really, really quickly. Excuse me. I always say not very, very quickly, but I'll repeat the question. This QB recently retired, had his best QBR game in 2009. Who is he?
I got 3 options.
So whenever you're good and ready to give your 3 answers, shoot away.
All right. Let me start with this one. Eli Manning.
Okay.
Drew Brees.
Oh, okay, go ahead. Give your last answer. You said Eli Manning, Drew Brees, and
Charlie Batch.
Okay. Now, Eli Manning and Drew Brees are on this list, but that wasn't who I had in mind. They both now, Eli Manning had his best, I believe it was it a 99.1?
Oh, that I don't know.
Or 99 even?
I don't know what that is.
It's not Charlie Batch. It's not Charlie Batch. And who was the other one you said? Drew Brees?
Drew Brees.
Drew Brees. And also, I did not have Drew Brees in mind either, although he has one of his best. But that's not the one I'm looking at specifically. And these are recently retired.
No wonder. I didn't even pay attention to that.
Yeah, it was recently retired.
Recently retired.
Yes.
Recently retired, then.
Yeah.
That person should have came up on the list. Is this the 2008-2009 season or 2009-2010 season?
2009-2010 season.
I don't know who that is. Who you got?
Carson Palmer of the Cincinnati Bengals. He did it versus the Chicago Bears on October 25th, 2009. The Bengals won that game 45-10. And his QBR was 99.8.
Not even on this list. That is interesting. Only Eli Manning and Drew Brees come up on this list.
Mm-hmm. That was his best. That was Carson Palmer's best. That's what I just said. Had his best QBR game in 2009.
Oh, okay. I would have wished it would have been Drew Brees.
Me too. That I agree right there. Drew Brees.
I wish it would have been Drew Brees because he did it against the New England Patriots in their 38-17 win. 18 for 23, 371 yards and 5 touchdowns. Would have loved for that to be him.
Yeah.
And he only shows up on this list once.
Who, Drew Brees?
Yep.
Yeah. Eli Manning comes up twice, but it's in a different season.
Eli Manning only see once on here.
I see twice. One from the 2010-2011 season, and I see another one from the 2012-2013 season.
Tom Brady shows up here twice. Kurt Warner comes up here 3 times. Ben Roethlisberger come up here 3. And the only person that's come up 4, and I've not seen anybody else come up more times than 4, is Peyton Manning.
Mm-hmm.
He did it against New England. He did it against Philadelphia. He did it against the Saints. And he did it against the Broncos.
In 2006?
But the different Broncos? No, it was against. No, all of these with the Colts. All of these with the Colts.
Yeah, Andrew Luck is on here too.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he had a 98.4, and he did it against the Jets on December 5th of 2016. And they won that game 41-10.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's, I think, what we predicted that the Jets going to win that game.
Which one?
And the Colts and the Jets.
We didn't pick the Jets to win that game.
Yes, we did.
No, we didn't.
We did not think that the Colts was going to be able to stop the offense of.
Wait, which year? Which year?
2016. 2016-2017 season.
Yep, you're right. Okay.
Did they finish 8-8 that year?
I'm thinking you was talking about the freaking 2000 and 2000. I don't know why I was thinking 2009.
Yeah, you nuts.
Yeah, now you're right. We did pick.
And the only reason why the Colts lost that game because Jim Caldwell decided to pull the players out in the second half.
Oh.
That's the only reason the Jets won that game.
And that was just in the regular season. In the playoffs, they got their revenge in the AFC Championship game.
I'm surprised they didn't pull out the players then.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that is Quiz-mania question of the day. Of course, the recently retired quarterback, Carson Palmer, he had his best QBR game in 2009. That was a 99.8, and that was against the Chicago Bears, in which they also just lost last night.
By one.
All right. So we're moving on to our final proportion of this podcast, and that is final thoughts. Darren, do you have anything for final thoughts?
I don't think so. No, I don't.
Okay.
Almond milk recall.
What?
Almond milk recall.
They recalling milk?
Almond milk, yes.
Oh. What's wrong with it? Parasites?
No, it has milk in it. That possibly has milk in it.
I'm not good with this almond milk stuff.
Oh,
what exactly does almond milk supposed to be in? But
almond milk, it's not supposed to be milk. I'm not saying it's made to look like milk, but it's not really milk.
So what is it, some watery bull crap?
Maybe. I hadn't tried it.
You've had almond milk before.
I haven't. I wasted it. I bought it, but never drank it. I wasted it. Tossed in the garbage. Oh, wait. Yes, I did. I forgot. When I was with Nicole, when she was living around the corner, I had some of my coffee. I will never have it again. That's why I was drinking black.
So that's pretty much it would be more of a better option. Almond milk versus
for people that are lactose intolerant like me.
And some people are still lactose intolerant when it comes down to almond milk. That's why they made lactose-free almond milk.
That's it.
Funny, ain't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, very funny.
Yeah.
But
that's why I'm like, I'm fool with it. I can't do it. Because when Nicole gave me, remember when she was moving out and she pulled out the creamer Reese's cup flavor?
Yeah.
I said, let me try that. I will never do it again. Lactose intolerant like a mug. Never again. I had forgotten all about the fact that creamer is just like milk, and I forgot about. I'm like, hell, and I couldn't figure it out. It took me days to figure it out. I was halfway done with the bottle when I realized it.
You just couldn't figure it out, could you?
Hell no, I couldn't figure it out. I couldn't figure it out for the life of me. I couldn't figure out why.
Well, the funny part is, here's something that I did with almond milk that I would never do again either.
You probably put it in your damn cocoa wheat.
Sure did.
Crazy. Just crazy.
I never did. And then put the stevia on it too. Stevia is not a good combination.
No, Darrell.
That whole pot went to a waste. So from that point on, I had put regular vitamin D milk into cocoa wheat and stevia. That did it a little better.
Darrell, I can't even do that.
What do you do? Put water in your stuff?
Yeah.
That is nasty. Ugh!
It is.
I used to do water in it, but at the end of it always had a nasty taste.
I'm trying to find a substitute for it to be able to handle it, and I have yet to.
Vitamin D milk.
Can't do it. You know better. I can't do that.
Yeah, it's in cocoa wheat, so you ain't got to put that much milk in it.
It's not in the cocoa wheat.
No, I put in the cocoa wheat. It's in there. It would be in there, stirred up. So you could overload that bad boy with stevia and butter.
That's what I do. It's delicious, but it has to be the naturally made butter.
I forgot. Yeah, going back on that kick again.
It ain't the kick is always what I've been doing anyway.
That's what I'm saying. I forgot because you said it was naturally butter, and I've gotten used to you just eating any and everything.
Thank you, Darrell, for that reminder. Thank you. I appreciate that.
So let me put you on blast. Since you putting me on blast for the past 2 episodes, let me put you on blast. We go on streaming yesterday. We streamed yesterday. And he tells me, hey, you want to hear some bad news? I said, hell, I don't think I want to hear any bad news up to this point. I've already had a long day. I don't think I want to hear any more bad news. He's like, it's not bad. You might just laugh. Okay. Well, if you believe I'm going to laugh, go right ahead. Go ahead and tell me. Like, I get on the scale. I'll be damned. I weigh 230-something pounds. I lost it. I said, you gained that much weight.
Yeah.
Within that whole span.
Mm-hmm.
Gained that much weight.
Because I was at 188 pounds and I gained it all back.
He gained it all back plus more.
Yep, plus more.
Plus more.
Plus more.
That was hilarious. I said, that was funny news. That ain't was bad for you, funny for me.
Yeah, funny for Darrell.
That you want to talk about. If you want to talk about me and that laptop, that takes the cake. That takes the cake.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was funny.
Yeah. Yeah. Shame, though. It's shame. Hurts my feelings to this day, Darrell.
It was just only a few days ago.
Monday.
Yeah.
Monday. Still hurts my feelings.
It still hurts your feelings, huh?
Yeah, it hurt my feelings. I got butt hurt. I mean, butt hurt. I almost cried. I said, no more mints. No more Burger King. No more nothing. I'm gonna have to stop being lazy and start.
That's your own damn fault. Going to Burger King every damn day. Damn, are you serious?
Well, I was going to Panera's at first.
And you still wasn't helping the solution.
Yeah, I was. 'Cause I was getting solids.
You were still not helping the solution.
Yes, I was.
Burger King?
Well, I mean, that was afterwards. I didn't go in a mixture. It was either Panera's one week or Burger King one week. It was never a mixture of both. So one week I would go to Panera's and then I would just do it, and then I completely stopped for about a week or two. And then after that week or two, I'm like, you know what? I don't feel like ordering off of Panera's or driving down there to go get it. I'm going to go ahead and just go around the corner to Burger King and be done with it. And that's what I've been doing for about a week or two. And that's how I gained most of my weight besides the minutes.
All that bread. All that bread.
But this show damn was delicious.
I bet it was.
It was.
I bet it was. And all that bread.
But it didn't make me feel good. It didn't make me feel good.
I know it didn't. Because it don't make me feel good. So I know. I get it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Huh? All right. So, of course, if there's nothing else, we can go ahead and wrap this bad boy on up. We can get on out of here.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's do it. That is another edition of Double Take Sports Talk. If you like what you see, just give this video a thumbs up. How you feel about today's show? Just comment in the comment section as usual. Of course, we're here. Normally that. Of course, on the social media sites of Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, you can hit us up there. If you have any questions for us, and particularly any recommendations of any sort, doesn't matter what. Don't have to be sports related either. You can just hit us there on our social media sites too. And of course, we're on iTunes. You can leave us a rate, and you can also leave a review there too. And of course, for YouTube, just go ahead and just hit that subscribe button. But until then, I'm Darrell. There's on the opposite side.
You got it.
All righty. Catch up with us on another episode of Double Take Sports Talk. Until then,
ciao.
Double Take Sports Talk here with me, Darrell Watts. Now, there's an understatement that always goes, that has always been true from day one when sports decided to come out, is that it can be very unpredictable. And of course, that's always been the statement, that's always been so true. And depending on how you look at it, it can be very unpredictable. But with Double Take Sports Talk, we just throw some entertainment in there. Even if we don't get predictions right or theories don't come out right, we always just throw a little entertainment into the mix. So why not just have a little fun with it? That's how predicting can be so fun if you make an entertainment out of it. But other than that, of course, I'm all for it. But anyway, we're on social media around the globe here. We're on social media on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. You can hit us up on our fan page at the Watch Brothers. You can hit us up on Twitter at DTST2414. And, of course, you can hit us up on Instagram, Double Take Sports Talk. So, YouTube, subscribe. You can share. You can do all the good stuff. Do anything that you would like. We're just trying to grow a podcast here, folks. We're also on the iTunes. You can download our episodes there. We're on the video, of course, and we're on the audio portion too. So either way that you can enjoy this podcast, you can do it audio, we do it on video. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy the podcast. And until then, ciao.